video, we're going to talk about what is mastering, what are the key components to the mastering process, and make sure you stick around because we are going to take a look at the AI LANDR mastering tool to see if it's going to be a good fit for you. What's up, music meeples? My name is Kendra, and today we are talking about the mastering process for your independent music. On this channel, we like to get down to the very basics because we are here to learn everything you need to know when you are just getting started in the music industry. So what is mastering? Mastering is going to be that final stage in your audio production. It's where that final mix is polished and optimized for distribution across the world. The goal of mastering is to make sure that the track is balanced, cohesive, that it is professional on the playback of all different devices, whether your audience is listening on headphones, whether it's a larger speaker, whether it's in the car radio. You want to make sure that your audio is going to have the ideal polished sound that you want it to, and mastering ensures that it's going to have that polished sound across all playback systems. Now that we know what mastering is, let's talk about some of the key features of mastering. Some of the things that the audio engineer is going to do to the track when you hire someone to master your music. Now that we know what mastering is, let's talk about the key objectives of mastering, meaning what is it that you want to have happen from the moment that you are done recording the mix to the moment that you release. There's a whole process in the middle. What is the goal for that process? What are the key things they're going to do? Let's go through them. The number one thing they're going to do is they're going to go in and look for loudness optimization. That means they want to make sure that the track is as loud as it can be without getting distorted. If you listen to independent artists on your streaming service, you know what I'm talking about. Some people, you can tell they did not do proper mastering because you're listening to a song and then it goes to the next one and it's like way quieter and you can't hear it, and then the next professional track comes in and it's at that optimized loudness level. You can tell pretty clearly when you're listening to independent artists who has gone through a proper mastering process and who hasn't. You want it to be as loud as you can get it without the music getting distorted. The second objective of mastering is the EQ, or equalization. This is making sure that all of those different sounds, all of those different levels and instruments are balanced properly. So these are the different frequencies. You've got your bass, your mids, your trebles. You want those to have a cohesive balance. This is going to give the track warmth. It's going to give it presence. It's going to make sure that it has a round, whole sound to it. The third step is compression. This kind of relates to volume. There are going to be different dynamics throughout a song. You've got your big crescendos, your forte, your loud music, and then you've got your softer parts of the piece. Compression is going to make sure that even though there are loud and soft points of the song, that it's still within a consistent range so that it still feels like a cohesive piece, that the listener can still enjoy the loud and soft parts of the song without having to like try and turn it up on the soft spots. It's just going to make sure that it stays within a reasonable level of volume. The fourth one also has to do with the volume, and that is going to be limiting. The limiting is going to make sure that it does not exceed a certain range of decibels to, again, make sure that it doesn't peak, that it doesn't distort the audio if it gets too loud. So especially if you have a belted out powerhouse moment at the end of your track, the mastering is going to make sure that that moment doesn't start to get all wonky with the audio. It's important that it feels powerful, but that it's still under the proper decibel amount. Next is an interesting one. It's stereo imaging. So this is more about the process of how it sounds on headphones, for example. It's going to be that left and right balance. For example, I absolutely love the TikTok videos that they talk about. Some of these independent artists, they will like go into a really beautifully acoustic room and they will sing, and then they will edit the audio to have a really neat left and right panning effect, and they talk about it being like a therapeutic washing of the mind because the sound is going back and forth from ear to ear, and it's such an interesting experience, and I love it. And that's something that you can do during the stereo imaging, where you decide what's going to be coming out of left, what's coming out of right, how is it all influenced in the listener experience, specifically when they're using headphones, or if you're using a phone, it'll be like top to bottom, so you kind of have to rotate the phone to get that effect. But yeah, it's very neat effect that you can include and that you can manipulate in the mastering process. Another objective of the mastering process is going to be called what's called harmonic excitement. This is the process of audio engineering where you're going to provide richness to the tone, richness to the track, by incorporating different frequencies that will have a harmonic effect on the voice and on the instruments. Harmonic exciters work by providing additional frequencies within the track that are going to complement what's already there to just make it feel fuller and richer overall. This is going to help if you find that one of the frequencies really needs a little bit more oomph to it. If, let's say, the bass frequencies just aren't coming through as strong or as warm as you would like, you can add additional frequencies, you can add these exciters to really bulk up that range of the song. And the last step of mastering is preparing the track for distribution on different platforms. For example, making sure that you're in the right file format for CD production, for vinyl printing, for releasing digitally. All of these have very specific requirements for how that file is saved and distributed. And so the final step of mastering is going to be ensuring that you have met all of the file requirements for how the artist wants to distribute the track. Now that we have gone over the 7 key objectives of mastering, let's talk about how to actually make this happen. Okay, so in order to have these effects, you're going to need to use an audio engineering program. When you are first getting into the mastering process, you're going to come across these terms. So DAW, D-A-W, is a digital audio workspace. This is where you are going to actually be editing and working with the audio on your computer. For example, Logic Pro is an example of the go-to DAW for Mac users. So the DAW is going to be the program on your computer where you are actually editing and working with the audio tracks, building the composition. The other term that you're going to come across often is plugins. The plugin is the software component that goes with the DAW. So you have your key program, that is the digital audio workspace where you're building the track. Plugins are going to be a little extra bit that you can upload into the software to have special effects on the audio. For example, if you wanted to have an equalization plugin, that's something you can add into your workspace. If you want to add those harmonic excitements, there's plugins for those. So each of these steps that we already went over for mastering, you will use different plugins to achieve each of those sounds. Another example of a plugin would be like auto-tune, right? Like you have your big workspace, you have your tracks that you're editing, and you're going to use auto-tune to sort of manipulate and affect the sounds within the track. So all of these different plugins, you could have 10 different plugins on one track, each doing something different to help master the track. So if you are just getting started, this might seem a little overwhelming, and so I have a tool for you that can help. Obviously, if you are in the professional music industry, if you are doing well for yourself, nothing is gonna beat an audio professional who has been trained in mastering. Being able to hire a studio or a music production company that is going to be able to go in with high quality audio engineers and do this manually, that's gonna be the best choice for the best quality music. But what if you do not have the funds to hire an audio engineer? That's where LANDR comes in. So here's what LANDR does. LANDR uses AI to master the tracks for you. This is going to make it accessible for those artists who are just getting started, who don't have the funds to hire a professional engineer. This is how LANDR's mastering generally works. First, you're going to upload a track. Let's log in together and take a look at this. When you first go to LANDR, in order to find the mastering tools, you could click mastering on the top of the screen, and it gives you two options. You can either do the online mastering, where you're going to be uploading your tracks. It's going to be all done on their site. Or they have this really neat new feature that is the LANDR mastering plugin. So if you are already working with a DAW, a digital audio workspace, and you just need a little extra plugin for your workspace, then LANDR actually has their own. It's pretty amazing. You should check it out. But let's look at the online mastering, because if you are a beginner, that's what you're going to want to use. You can sign up for LANDR for free, but in order to actually use the mastering tools that they offer, you will need to create an account. I do have a link if you want a discount. If this is something that you think you want to do, there is a link in the description of this video that will get you a significant percentage off. I think it's like 20%. So if you want a discount, make sure you use that link. So once you have logged in, it automatically takes you to the mastering tab, because even though LANDR is a music distributor, a lot of people are coming to LANDR for their mastering tools. So whenever I log in, it automatically takes me to the mastering. Now I have one song here. It's gonna sound a little cheesy. So this song is called Rules Rule, and I work with children's musicians, so this is a song all about how following the rules of like the playground, how it keeps everyone safe. So it's kind of ridiculous, I know, but that's just what I do. So here we go. We've got mastering, we've got our track. You can usually upload up to 30 tracks at a time, as long as they don't exceed 1 hour of playtime. So now that we have our track, we can start the mastering process. You can see there are these different options here. We've got master, release, download, share. So we want to try the mastering feature here. So once I clicked master, it says it's processing. I've got this little thing here. It says processing, preparing preview. This will probably take a while because I live in the country and it takes a long time for my internet to do anything. So then once I have the preview, it says that it is going to detect the genre. And then it says that the preview is complete, and it's going to show you all of these different options here for courses you can take. This is why I love LANDR. Like, okay, I'm a teacher. I love when things are available to teach the basics. So as this is taking me through this, it's like, oh, how do you use the equalizer plugin? How are you going to do the vocal production masterclass? Or how are you going to do vocal production? They've got a masterclass on that. How do you use the mastering plugin? What are audio engineering fundamentals? So I don't need to teach all this because, well, first of all, I'm not an audio engineer, so I have no idea how to do it, but they are going to have some amazing professionals that can teach you so much in here. So just take a look at this. It's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to close this pop-up. Here we go. Okay, so now that I have clicked the mastering and it's kind of created a preview of it, this pop-up is going to come up that is going to help me personalize the mastering for what I want. Here are some examples. We want to first let us know if it's an original or master, meaning has this been worked with before or is it a raw recording? Then if you want, you can do what's called a volume match. So use volume match to preview your original and master at the same volume and compare with more accuracy. Then we get to choose a style. So there are 3 unique mastering styles that they are going to offer here on LANDR. There's warmth, balanced, and open. Let's read some more. So warmth is a softer composition. It's a thick, smooth sound. That's what warmth is. You know, just imagine like sitting by the fire with tea or hot chocolate or something like that, or I don't know, bourbon, and it's just like this warm, cozy feeling. That is a distinct style of sound, warmth. Another option for style is balanced. This means it's controlled, it's even, it's clean cut. You can hear everything clearly. It's balanced. You can really hear the technical side of everything that's happening within the music. It is a specific work of art that is balanced and clean. And the third style is what's called open. This one's a little harder to describe. It's a little bit more modern, and it kind of has like just an extra punch to it. It's a little bit more like in your face, a little more raw. And then you'd get to choose your loudness. Is this going to be a soft song, medium, or loud? That's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to choose balanced, medium, and I'm going to create the master. Next, it's going to ask us to choose the format. Here are the 3 different options. There's going to be an MP3, a wave, or an HD wave. If you're going to be sharing this music digitally, an MP3 is going to be perfect. A wave is also great for sharing digitally. This is actually the file that is ideal for professional distribution. So think about the MP3 is like sending it to someone on your phone, like texting them the track. If you want to distribute it professionally online, that's gonna be more, the wave is gonna be more suitable to that. And then we have the HD wave. So if you are including this file in, say, a professional music video, you will want to use the HD wave file. This is good for all forms of media that are going to be incorporating the track. It will take time for the tools to do the mastering for you based on your preferences, but honestly, it is really quick. It is very quick. It is an impressive tool. If you are not yet able to hire a professional, this is an amazing, affordable option for you. And there you have it. I have mastered my own track, and I have no training in audio engineering whatsoever. Now, I apologize to the audio engineers who might be offended by my lack of knowledge on how to actually do this myself. But if you're like me and you are just getting started, or you're more focused on the business side of things, the music industry, this is an amazing tool. This is for the people who are just getting started, who are really learning all this process, and it can really help take your music to the next level. It's gonna really it's gonna offer a professional sound that is shockingly good, actually.